Hey guys, it's Maria, and today I'll be talking about Eyes on Me, an original Vox song created by PARANOiD DJ. I will be talking about the song and discussing my thoughts on it, so let's get started. Oh yeah, before I get started, I know this song isn't canon to the show. It's just a fan-made song done by somebody who is a big fan of Hazbin Hotel. With that out of the way, I loved this song. No offense to Silverhound, but this was a way better original song. It just had more lyrics and a better beat to it. I couldn't listen to the song right away because I was working, but when I got out of work, I was listening to it in the car. One thing you should know about me is that sometimes I look at titles or read something really quickly and I miss important stuff. I thought it was a cover song to All Eyes on Me by Oreo or 3O. It's because he usually does cover songs. But when I saw it was an original song, it just made it even more awesome. I was shook. When I first listened to it, it didn't catch my attention right away, but when the song progressed and Vox sang "So Pay Up Mother Effers Because You Belong to V," and the beat dropped is where I was freaking hooked. The song obviously talks about how Vox is the creator of the future technology in hell and how he controls all the electronics and controls what everybody sees in Pentagram City, which is why his face and name are plastered everywhere. Vox knows everything about other demons' desires by seeing their data on their devices. He manipulates their devices by showing and selling their weaknesses back to them, so he can gain more power, money, and control over them because he just won't give it away for free. I loved how the song explains our real life situation with technology, with us wanting things to be easy and simple, how we base pleasure by watching our screens and forget our actual life, and our every want or need we see or get on our devices leaves a record and it leaves a price on it. Technology can be depicted as a drug, a chemical that goes right into our brains. When we're using our phones, computers, watching TV, or playing video games, we feel this excitement course through us as we use them. The song just goes to show that we are addicted to our phones and any other electronic devices. And it's true that we get manipulated into buying things that we drool over and possibly don't even need. Our brains are downloaded and connected to the screen, and we need to keep our eyes on it, hence the title of the song. What I often find is that every time I talk about something like a show or book or a video, it shows up on my YouTube recommendations or the YouTube shop at the bottom. I sometimes feel like my phone is listening to me, and it probably is. Besides that, what really caught my attention was Vox's mention of being bound to Valentino in the beginning of the song. Near the end, we get a small argument scene with Vox and Val, which was pretty hard to listen to. It's about something Vox did, but they don't clarify what it was. This makes Val angry and he punches Vox straight in the face, causing one side of his screen to be cracked. We then get an attic-style reprise to the song in which Vox explains that he keeps a tight lock on what happens behind the scenes. Valentino's thoughts and power is the key to his power and success, and because of that, he feels like he belongs to Val. No matter how much power Vox has, he'll still be trapped and, as he said, be kept in line by Valentino, because he's always watching him. Vox also says he made a bet and forged a deal with Val. What was that better deal? I think it has to do with their overlord status, since Val said that if Vox was gonna do what they agreed to. I'm guessing the deal was about who would gain more power, and the deal was that they would provide the resources of what the loser needs and they benefit off it. Val's probably using Vox's technology and influence to make all of his work go viral. Again, the song isn't canon. I honestly feel bad for the poor thing. Vox later says he's in love with a monster despite all the pain he gives him. Seriously, no one deserves to have that type of treatment in a relationship. I've personally never been in a relationship before, but even I know that's not normal. Vox is in a very toxic relationship with Valentino. We see this firsthand in both their Voxtagram accounts. We don't know how much is canon, but I'll use it for now. We know that they're in an on and off relationship and that Valentino often abuses Vox. Because of the abuse, his screen is often cracked. One of these outbursts was when Val got mad at Vox for getting him the wrong soda. Toxic relationships always have an abusive partner. In this case, Valentino. Even with all the abuse Val puts Vox through, he's still in love with him. No matter how many times they break up, for Vox both figuratively and literally, Vox still goes back to Valentino. Why? Because Val is controlling and manipulative. And that's just putting it simply. This relationship is very concerning, and I'll explain why. I'll be using this article that I found, but I'll only be explaining a few reasons why people stay in toxic relationships. If you want to see the full article, it'll be down in the description. The 5 reasons I'll be pointing out are on and off reinforcement, investment, guilt, illusions of control, and manipulation. On and off reinforcements is one of the most sly manipulation there is, bringing the victim into the absolute control of the abuser, who throws breadcrumbs of love and affection occasionally just to keep them hooked and occasionally satisfy their emotional starvation. Vox stays with Val because Vox's need of affection can soon become a forgive and forget situation. Once Vox gets even a fragment of attention, affection, and appreciation again, he suddenly forgets all the painful memories, and they are simply gone. He then gets a fuzzy, blissful feeling as his hope in fixing the relationship and experience of true love is reignited. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. Get it? 'Cause we get cookies on our devices. I'll leave. We move on to investment. Vox invests a lot in the relationship, which makes it harder for him to let go. Therefore, if you invested lots of time, effort, energy, and resources to a relationship, it's more likely you'll stay in it, even if it becomes unhealthy. On to guilt, which is one of the most vicious manifestations of abuse called blame the victim. Val may have convinced Vox that he's actually responsible for his bad behavior, accusing him that he brought it upon himself, which Val does say in the scene. Although this may be illogical to the outsider, guilt and manipulation has a really powerful effect for people staying in toxic relationships. Next is illusions of control. Many people involved in toxic relationships are convinced that they have control of the situation, or they manage to find ways to handle the abuse. For example, disregard it, escape it, ignore it, or minimize it. Developing coping mechanisms is indeed necessary. If you're determined to stay in a relationship that is characterized by episodes of abuse every now and then. Finally, manipulation, which is a hallmark of emotional abuse within toxic relationships. Many individuals in unhealthy relationships are continuously manipulated in order to believe that it's not even an option to leave the relationship. Quite often they may feel isolated and distanced from their support network, even though Vox is the network. I'll stop. The same goes with angel dust. Vox could also have Stockholm Syndrome. If you don't know what that is, it's basically when the victim develops positive feelings toward the person holding them captive or abusing them. So, yeah, I hope if this isn't the show, Vox realizes that he needs to leave Valentino for good, like ASAP, because he'll never be in a happy, healthy relationship with him. Who would be a better fit for Vox? Angel Dust maybe, since he knows how it feels to be abused by Valentino. Heck, maybe even Alistair. But then again, they hate each other, but there's a chance. You never know. I can somewhat see a healthy relationship between those two. Speaking of Alistair, he's kind of mentioned in the song with Vox saying he killed the radio, which is for sure a reference to the popular song, The Video Killed the Radio Star. PARANOiD DJ, you did an amazing job with this song. It's catchy, has a nice beat to it, and the acting for the last scene was incredible. You are so talented. If he comments to this video, I will lose it. Anyways guys, that's it for this analysis video. Please like and subscribe, it helps my channel out. Bye guys. This song is going into my playlist and it's gonna be my new ringtone.